Hello, so this is this week's video reading. This week I'm going to do a little bit differently. I'm going to do a pick a card video reading. So I've got three sets. I've already drawn the cards. So you've got set 1, set 2, set 3. So if you just want to take a minute just to think about what set you're drawn towards, I don't have pictures of them obviously, but just have a think. Visualize 1, 2, 3 and pick a number that you're drawn to. Okay, so just pause the video if you want a little bit of time to think about that, but I'm going to get straight into it now. So we're going to go into set 1. So for those of you who picked set 1, the cards that came up here were the Chariot, Light the Darkness, and Activate Earth. Okay, so I'm just going to run through what these cards are. So I'll read what they say on them as well. So the Chariot says you can successfully balance various or opposing energies at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you're receiving. Okay, and then Light the Darkness is about ancestors, ancestral lines, and generational shifts. And the last one is Activated Earth, which says power, places, ley lines, and trust where you're being led. So from these cards I get, so the Chariot card is all about moving forward with something. So, and what I generally interpret the Chariot card as well is that you're moving forward with something, and it could be a hard road or it could be an easy road. Like, you're not sure what you're going to come up against, and also you could be being really motivated with going forward with this, but also you could be coming up against opposing forces coming at you, kind of thing. So, and that's where I kind of feel like the ties with this card is that there, the whole generational shift thing is that things have been done a certain way for a really long time, and we tend to go in cycles, and our parents had that cycle, and then their parents have had that cycle, and we tend to just keep going in these cycles that are just being passed down by the generations. And I think a lot of people now are figuring out that that doesn't serve us. That's not the way that we want to move forward with things. So it's like there are shifts that need to be made that some people may not agree on, and that some people may not understand, but that you need to move forward with this in a different way to break generational curses. So so you could be coming up against something that you really feel strongly about and that you want to move forward with, but other people don't agree on it. And with Activated Earth as well, this one, trust where you're being led, is that you know where you're meant to be, how you're meant to live your life, and you have been stuck in these patterns for a really long time, and that could have held you in places that you don't want to be, or that has been where you thought you wanted to be, but now you're discovering actually that's not where I want to be. Whether that be a physical place that you're in, or it could be a job that you're in, or it could be a relationship that you're in. It could be any of those things that you have been in for a while, but now you need to shift. Like, something needs to shift, whether that be physically, emotionally, or mentally. So there has been a lot of thoughts recently about how you want to move forward, and regardless of what other people say as well, because this is your life, and this is where you want to take it. So that's what I get from that. And this came up the other day as well about being really drawn to places, and I will make another video about this as well, because this has happened in my life before as well, where you've just been drawn to specific places and you just need to follow that. Like, you have to trust it. You can't just be like, well, that doesn't make sense to go there, or that doesn't make sense to move into that area. But it doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. If you feel that it's for you, then you need to follow that. I've had a lot of experiences with that in my life, but that's for another video. But so that's advice for set 1. So I'm going to move on to set 2 now. Okay, so set 2 cards are the High Priestess, Far, Far Away, and wait. Okay, so what I get from these cards is the High Priestess. So this one says, this is a time to pause and reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. Okay, and then Far, Far Away is creative daydreaming. And then the last card is wait, it's not the time yet, things are being woven. So this card, all three of these cards are so much to do with not doing anything just yet. Like it's so if you're in the kind of space where it's like you want to get something started or you want to do something, it's kind of like new, like you've got to wait. Like, yeah, the High Priestess is pause, time to reflect. Far, Far Away, creative daydreaming, which again is not doing anything, it's just thinking. And wait, it's not the time yet. Like all three of these cards are just so symbolic of not taking action on anything right now, because it's like it's like there's something else that needs to fall into place before you can figure it out. So it's like you need to wait. It's like you're waiting for something to happen, and something will happen, but the timing of that is unknown. So you've just got to sit still and wait for something to happen before you can move forward. So that might be a frustrating thing for some people, because you might be a person who really wants to, just keep going, do something, and waiting and pausing and not doing anything can be really frustrating for you. Yeah, but I kind of feel like with these as well that, yeah, just so much that things are going to come to you at the right time. So you can't push anything right now because it's not going to do anything. I think if you do try to push anything, then you're just going to make something worse. So you can't push at something, and no matter how hard you try and control the situation as well, it's like nothing's going to work. So I would just reserve your energy and not push and not try and control the situation, because that's just going to use up more of your energy that you need right now to actually go more inward. And I think that's a big thing with the set as well, is that you might be trying to get something from somebody else, or you want an answer from somebody else, but really in reality you're actually going to find that answer by being still and going within yourself. So a lot of meditation might be good, yoga, doing those kind of things that just make you slow down, and the answers will just come to you. It's like you won't have to try and push for it. It's like the answers will just be there for you if you get into that really still place. So, which is again is a hard thing to do for some people, because they find it hard to either find the time to do that, or they find it hard to switch off and just be in tune with themselves. So yeah, so that's a big thing with this set, is that being still and going within is the best thing that you can do right now. Okay, so that's all for that one. So last set is set 3. So the cards that came up here was the 9 of Spring, Beauty and the Beast, and We the Hathors. I don't know how to say the word. So this one. Okay, so this one, the 9 of Spring, says you've worked hard and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up, but don't worry, you'll get through them, just as you have in the past. And then Beauty and the Beast is about unconditional love. And then the last card is about deep love, mother's milk, and birth as a portal. So what I get from these cards is that I feel like this is to do more with a relationship. So I think this is in regards to a relationship. So there could be a relationship that has had a few problems recently. So this could be a romantic relationship, or it could be a friendship, or a relationship with a family member or a co-worker. I think that the connection between the people involved in this has had a lot of hard work put into it, so from both sides as well, and the connection between the two people is a good one, and that relationship is worth protecting. the challenges that have come up in this relationship has been to kind of expose or bring the awareness that of what unconditional love is. So what I also get from this is with the unconditional love, and also in the last card where it says mother's milk and birth as a portal, so it's kind of brings you back to childhood about what is love to you, like how was love given to you when you were young. So, and that's the kind of the basis, and I think that's a big thing, you know, like collectively at the moment as well, is what is love, like what were you growing up, or what did you grow up thinking love was? You were, say, there was a parent that was, you know, absent or distant, or, you know, you could have grown up thinking that love was trying to get love from that parent. You know, it's not the actual love that you got from them, it's the chasing of love that you thought love was. So, and you know, this is such a big thing with, you know, childhood trauma and things like that, about, and that shows up in adult relationships. So, and also, you know, the mother's milk, you know, like that to me kind of symbolizes, you know, a mother's milk, kind of like that's like nurturing and feeding, and you know, like all that, like what were you fed, like not as in breast milk, but like, I mean, what kind of things were you fed that made you believe what love was? And so, and then relate that to relationships now, like what are your relationships like now? Is it unconditional love, or is it conditional love? You know, that's where you've got to try and figure out. I think that's where a lot of the problems are popping up as well, is like these annoying challenges pop up, like you're discovering you're really changing your picture of what love is and what unconditional love is, and what was your perception of that when you were younger, and what your perception of that is that now, and do you need to change that, and how do you need to change your adult relationships now with other people, and how you perceive love. So yeah, that's and again, you know, like love comes up in this twice, so unconditional love and deep love in two separate cards. So this is a big thing to do with love, and also love for yourself as well, like how do you love yourself? And this came up in somebody else's reading that I've just done today, that it's, you know, how were you mothered or fathered, you know, like that's, and sometimes if you didn't receive those things from your parents, then you need to do that yourself. And it's all about, you know, like your parents had their place in your life, but at the same time, like you own your life. It's you know, you are not owned by anybody else. It's you can create your own reality and create your own version of what love is. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to say about that. So if you would like a personal reading done by me, then you can message me at hello@staceysadler.com and pick a card. Will be back on Monday, and I'll talk to you on the next video.